Round to me, please. Period. Hey guys. Hello. Hey guys, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a blast. It's currently pouring down rain where I am at the moment, but what is ever new? So I just finished doing my what's in my BBL bag, and I was like, let me go ahead and just continue while I'm at it and keep this BBL train going. And let's get into all of the tea. We're gonna do straight girl talk today on all of the questions that you guys have been DMing me. This is basically just like another Q&A video, just an updated version of it. I just hit 8 weeks. If you guys don't know what a BBL is, it is a Brazilian butt lift. I got a skinny BBL because your girl's skinny. But we got one, so we got a little waist, we got little hips, and we got a little booty, okay? I'm just going to tell you guys like what I didn't know, what I was unaware of, what's been going on, and let's go from there. So yesterday was Tuesday. I just hit the 8-week mark, and I'm officially allowed to sit. I'm sitting down. So that was probably one of the hardest things for me, honestly, is not even sitting, because sitting is not that big of a deal, but for me, definitely not being able to lay on my side. I am an avid side sleeper. Sleeping on my stomach was garbage. It's garbage. But honestly, I've still been sleeping on my stomach. It's just like muscle memory at this point. But I'm definitely trying to get out of that habit because my face is always just so swollen, y'all. It's just so swollen. We got a little Moscato, nothing crazy. So a question that I actually had that I didn't have to worry about for a while was your faja and your period. So I have a very irregular cycle in general. I don't know if it's my next one on or what, but every time I do have surgery, because I did have one before this, it was not voluntary. It was a medical surgery for my ovaries. I could post a vlog if you want to see that. My period just be stopping. I don't know. My body's just like, bitch, what is going on? Why are you doing this? Did I almost die? Basically. So that is what happened to me. So I actually just had my period for the first time. Even though it's been 8 weeks, and I use the same pads that I use for my incisions. I got a 90 pack and I probably only use like 30 of them, and my zipper goes from the top all the way to the back. And I just stuffed this big huge pad from all the way up to the top all the way to the back, and that's just what I did. You know, you're not really supposed to wear underwear. You don't want like underwear lines and stuff on there. So yeah, I just wore pads. I'm sure you can also wear tampons, but it's a lot. It's just a lot going on. I didn't want to risk like bleeding through and having the pee string and all of that. So I was like, let me just do a pad, and anytime I pee, which is like every hour because of how compressed my body is, I would just take the pad out, throw it away, and get the end, you know? I will say that like the compression actually made like my cramps worse. So I will say that me wearing my faja was making me like nauseous and having really bad cramps when usually I don't have that bad of cramps, and I definitely never get sick. So keep that in mind. Also, we're on the topic of compression. It is really hard to eat. It's hard to eat, it's hard to drink. I have like 4 sips of juice and I'm like, what's even going on? I can't eat. I don't know how people will be like going away, doing a lot. I definitely be having to like force myself to eat because I can go a very long time without being hungry due to the compression. People be still asking about my booty. Is it still hard? I would say that it's like 80% soft, at least from what I think. What I do know that it's really weird that like now that I'm allowed to sit, if I sit straight up, the like very middle of each butt cheek, I think that's where he might have put like the most fat. Or like as I start to rock backwards, I can feel where he put fat on top, because I used to literally be flat up there. I feel like I'm like sitting on my tailbone. It's really hard to explain, but it feels really weird. Like I feel very uncomfortable being on my butt right now. Not that it hurts or anything, it just feels foreign. I don't know, maybe this is just like what happens when you have a fatty. It's just like, this is the feeling. But I really think that it's because I still have some spots that are very compressed and still hard. I know for sure that I'm just now starting to see a little fluffing. I'm like, girl, listen, you guys want to know about sex, we can talk about it. So I'm not gonna go into all the details about it, but what I will say is that whatever you do, you just need to make sure you pick positions that work for you. So if you wanna be a missionary position, you need to make sure you put some pillows behind your back so your butt is floating in the air, or your partner needs to pick up your legs a little bit and they need to relax. Like, I know it's a new visual and it's a good time for you, but we're not healed yet, and this is a blessing you're here, you know? So after 4 weeks, you're allowed to have sex. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. And we just made it work. We're just like, it was a good time. I definitely feel like I don't think that anything felt different other than like in general, I just feel like my body, I'm in a new body, you know? So that would be the only thing that I would say about that. But I mean, it still works. One thing that I've been doing, talking about scars. So scars is something, especially if you're Black, you know, Black people always get keloids very easily. I have just started using the silicone pads. I'll put down below if you guys want to use them. It takes like, it says like, you know, 3 to 6 months, but it's supposed to really help with scarring. You do have to wait for your incisions and your stitching to dissolve, fall out, whatever it's supposed to do. Mine have to dissolve, so mine finally did. Slash, the pieces that were out, I literally just cut because they were just sticking out of my body and they were tied. I'm like, I don't need these, I'm cutting them. So you can put the silicone pads on there and they stay on there even when you're in the shower. You can leave them on for like a week at a time and they really just help. You know, my incisions are 2 underneath the boob, 1 through my belly button, 1 right above my hoo-ha, and then I have 2 underneath my butt cheeks and 2 in my back. So, or the one on my back is like not noticeable. The one that I have above my butt crack, that's where I have it at. It's 1 above my back and 1 on my butt crack. The one on my butt crack is like a keloid. So I don't know, and that's from them girls sticking that stick for my massages in there, reopening that incision. Yeah, that's what that looks like. That it's a whole ass keloid, y'all. So we're trying to work through that. I'm definitely be like sensitive about scarring. Just now taking the necessary steps, what I can do. So another 6 months from now or so, you know, they're very minimal and just not that noticeable. But like, I went to the pool. You're not supposed to have your scars showing in the sun because they will get darker, especially if you are Black, brown, anything of that sort, they will get darker for a year, no sun. So I literally took sunscreen and I like laid it across the incisions, and then I made sure that my bathing suits were covering them, and just left it at that because the last thing I need is some big Black keloids. Like, goodbye. How do I feel? Again, I know the biggest thing that people always like to ask is like, how do I feel, blah, blah. I did have like random ass like imposter syndrome in my own body. I would literally like be drunk and I'm like, oh my God, whose body is this? Like, cause it's just so different. I know a lot of people would be like, oh, your results are so natural, but like, I'm not about to air myself and just be showing y'all over and over again my gut and my no ass, but like, it was bad in my opinion. So this is not a natural results. Like, yeah, it doesn't look like I had surgery, but it's a drastic change from what I look like for me personally, because I wake up in this body. So I would be like freaking the out. Like, I'm like, what is this? Who is this? You know? So that was probably the hardest thing. And then also just like people, which I already talked about before, like just giving their unnecessary like 2 cents, like, you need to get this fixed, you need to get this fixed. I'm like, you need to get that fixed. I don't want on your Instagram and you need to get that fixed. How about that? How about that? Like, it's just rude. I don't know. I've never like went onto someone's page and like over the top commented on something. I also understand that like I'm putting myself out there by putting my stuff on the internet. So it is what it is. As my results are really starting to show and like improve and get better, because it was getting a little murky and shaky out here. I'm like, did I waste my money? You do have this really weird period where, you know, all the swelling is going away and the fat is just over the top compressed, and then you can't remember what you looked like at all before, and it's just a lot, you know? So now that I'm really starting to just like, the swelling is starting to go down, I'm going to my massages, yada, 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 whatever, all of that. I feel like this is one of the best decisions that I did, period. So yeah, I'm really fine now with people like saying what they need to say, do what they need to do. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. One question someone asked me, would I prefer to go through labor? Since I don't know if you guys know, I have a set of twins and a daughter. They're like, would you want to go through labor again, or would you get a BBL? And I'm like, honestly, like the labor process is definitely shorter, you know, as a whole, but there's an entire human that comes out of that. So if we're just talking about only labor any day of the week. But like, in the like grand scheme of things, like of like dying, people be dying a lot from labor too. So I'm like, I don't know. I'd probably just go with a round 2 BBL, to be honest, because I just think that in my head, I'd be having way too many more fears of what can happen during labor. And on top of that, I'm awake. Like, goodbye. No. Round to me, please. Period. That's my boo, dealing with whatever. Me, I'm solid. Like, we've been through so much in life in general, like literally just being parents, that like this type of stuff, like, you know, he's just happy for me. He was there to take care of me. He did such a good job, even though you guys thought that he gave me my shot too hard. I'm sorry, babe. Yeah, he's so supportive. He takes my pictures for me whenever he's here. I send him my pictures before I post them, not for permission, but he'd be like, yo, this about to be heat. That's that girl. So yeah, I think it's very important, at least for me, like me and him are a unit, we're a family. So he was the first person I went to, like, yo, I'm really trying to do this, what's good? And he's like, okay, you need me? I got you, period. So, I mean, I think you really need that type of support, that having a strong support system around you. So my best friends, like, they were just such good support. My mom, she was great support. Mom was literally tagging me in like pictures of people like I can't believe this is about to be my butt, like holding their belly. Like, it's just, if you have that like real support system in your real life, then like if whatever people are saying, you know, spectators, people chatting, it just means very little. Plus, you just need to be very confident in yourself and the decision that you're making. Be confident in the doctor that you're choosing. Be confident in you doing this, period. So I think that for me, that was a big, huge thing. He's like the closest person to me, so obviously having that support. Yeah, I just don't have one of those boyfriends that's about to blow me about a decision that he knows is gonna make me happy, because if I'm happy, he's happy, we're happy. Happy wife, happy life, period. Oh no, guys, the video is over. Another thing that's like major TMI and like whatever is I was really having struggles chafing, guys. If I was going out and trying to be a hot girl, wearing my faja, running the streets with just the faja on underneath my clothes, trying to be out and about, I would literally know if I was doing too much, because I would start to chafe on my thighs from like the materials rubbing together. I do have extremely sensitive skin, but I was having to put like barriers on to help me, because I was like literally like, I cannot go anywhere today, guys. I literally can't bear my thighs to rub together. They hurt so bad. So that was something that like I never thought that was gonna happen, and it was definitely like not my cootie cat or nothing like that. It was literally strictly my thighs were chafed from them rubbing together if I was out there trying to be a little hot girl. While we're talking about that, going out and about. So before, I used to always try to be cute and only wear my faja with like nothing underneath. It's probably easier to do so for sure in the winter when no one's out. It was really hard, like trying to just get my mind around the fact that like I still am healing. Lo and behold, I was looking like the Blob, all of that, trying to be cute. So, and then it would take days and days for me to get back to where I was and get that swelling and that fluid down, and even just like I was seeing a lot of fibrosis. So since I've really just been keeping my stuff on, except for pictures, even now I literally have this on, I've been good to go. My body is looking immaculate. Here's a picture of my booty. Y'all, that is not edited. That's my arch. Madness, insane. Yeah, so that's the thing that I would say that I've seen that a lot. I'm actually like, I have 4 more weeks I need to be wearing my faja 23 hours a day. I would say I still could be going out on Sunday fun day, but if I can, I really just wear my foams, and if not, I only be out for like 2 hours. I really go back home. One of the biggest things that I like love about wearing the binder, I know that people don't like to wear the binder. I just don't put it on that tight. I just like literally wrap it loosely to keep everything in place. I'm able to like quickly take off my faja, like when I need to do the number 2 to poop, like, and that is just nice for me. Even for peeing, sometimes I'm just like, I just don't want to play the game of getting through the hole. Sometimes I just want to pee everywhere, like, so that's like why I like wearing the binder. I know it's controversial. Please just, my biggest disclaimer all the time is just talk to your surgeon. I can't say it enough. I'm only vlogging and telling y'all my experience with my surgeon, with Tierra, with Tierra's booty, you know? So I'm opening my doors and giving you guys this, but people be coming to me like, you ain't doing this, that's not what my doctor said. I'm like, okay, what's this my doctor said? So your doctor didn't say listen to what your doctor said. You feel me? One last thing I want to talk about. I just want to give some disclaimers because I didn't do it before. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you do nicotine, it really compromises your fat and it can kill fat cells. So hookah is out. Don't do it. I've actually not been at the hookah bar much. It's been real sad. That's my only mom disclaimer I have for you guys today. As always, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you have any other questions that I for some reason did not get to, do not feel hesitant to comment down below, or if you're feeling a little scared and you want to be private, you can DM me on Instagram. I literally respond to BBL DMs all day from all over the world. I'm like, wow, I didn't know this was this popular. How did you find my video? Hi. So yeah, I made some really cool friends. I'm really here to help y'all, to give y'all the tea. Whatever you need, T will do it. As always, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. BBL is the most deadly surgery out here. Please do not go and do this based off of my results. Do this because you want to do it. Please. Truly, I've watched 1,000 BBL videos and I already wanted a BBL before that. So if you're not feeling that way, I don't think that you should let anyone sway you to do anything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being so supportive. As always, you know that I love y'all. And I will see you guys in my next video.